Legend Total War here, and today we've got a 7-year disaster battle playing as the Order of Lawmasters going up against Malekith. So we've got a Sisters of Avalon spam here that's just missing one unit, and a relatively small garrison by comparison to what we have to deal with here. So they outnumber us by about half an army. Their second army is not amazing, but Malekith is really going to be the big problem here as he starts casting Blade Wind, Doom Bolton. They've also got Black Arc support that can be really quite devastating to Sisters of Avalon spam. Now, when I load up the save file, it's got not controlled large army already deselected. Now, funny thing is, in this particular situation, I actually think that we need to control large army. Because if we, like, our initial army here might beat theirs, but we'll probably get really beat up in this first fight here. And then since we can't withdraw our units that are damaged, when the second army arrives, we're just sort of stuck with the damaged army, and then these guys here just take too long to show up. So I kind of need them here at the start. It will make microing this army here a little bit more difficult, but I do think overall this is the right decision to make. So normally when I'm given a Sisters of Avalon spam in a disaster, I usually reject it, because from my understanding, people don't really like seeing them, and it has been a while since I've done one. However, I do see this army that we're going up here being particularly difficult to deal with the Sisters of Avalon spam, because this is the thing, it's what I keep saying about Sisters spam. If you're going to do well with it, you always have to be the attacker. No exceptions. This is not the kind of army where you can just sit in your city and wait for the enemy to come at you. It's very, very bad at dealing with that, especially when they send multiple armies at you. It's its biggest weakness. This is why the Sisters of Avalon spam did not end up in the top 5 Doomstack video. It's very effective if you do it, if you use it right, but you always have to be the attacker, which we're not in this situation. Okay, so what we want to do is... Alright, there's two possible positions here. We could stand here, and honestly, this is probably one of the worst defensive positions I've ever seen for a high off map. If you've got any kind of arch units, they just don't fire very well through the trees or anything here. Terrible, terrible defensive position. If you've got like lots of monsters, that can work. Or lots of magic, which we got some magic that we can use here, but whatever the case is, it's not a good position. The best position for us is actually here, I think. No. And while it would certainly be good to take out Malekith at long range, we're not going to be able to with this. It is not very good at dealing with large entities. It's a much better anti-infantry weapon, and there's a lot in here that we need to be worried about. Now, the next thing that we need to do is set up a checkerboard. Now, Malekith's magic is a big problem. Checkerboard formation is not perfect. It doesn't win outright in all situations. There are some situations where checkerboard formation is actually really bad, and that's what when dealing with magic and artillery, in which case they have both of those at the moment. So, how do we counteract that? Well, by spreading our forces out a lot, that can help. That way the magic doesn't really do that much damage. So, that's what we're going to do here a little bit, and utilize this terrain here, which will protect us from being flanked. Now, these ones here aren't super protected, so what we'll need is the spearmen on this side, because I reckon the Doomfire Warlocks are going to go wide, because they always do. And we'll, you know what I could do is, I just move it to the edge of the map here, so they literally can't flank us. And have these stand behind them here. And I will use checkerboard formation, but we want to make sure that it's not too tight. That way, if you cast a Blade Wind here, it doesn't wreck all the units around it. Because he's probably going to get a Blade Wind in. Right. Our range is way higher than this, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, yep. Now, the heroes should be about here. Yeah, so they'll go out that way. I'm waiting. Alright, and what we want to do is try to get Malekith to charge after the eagle and get him to come over here early, just like we did to his mother so many times before. And as for the cavalry, I'm going to hide them to begin with. Just hide them just at the start. Okay, so basically what we want to do is, when they're starting to get close, I'll be like, surprise, I'm over here, and hopefully what they'll do is they'll redirect some of their forces over to us, And if they're like over to here when they start redirecting, it basically makes them take longer. The distance between here and here is shorter than from here to there, right? We just want to basically goof them around. Because these guys here, except for the Illyrian Reaver archers, they do got some good like damage potential, but the Silver Helms are they're okay, but no, they're not. They're not great. So save them for the end of the battle. We really need to rely heavily on our archers. All right, so magic wise, you just stay out there. Yep, because we want to try to lure Malekith over here. Okay. Now, funny thing is, if we start shooting at Malekith when he gets here, it'll probably miss him. And hit his troops, if we can get him to come at us. Okay, this is what we want to do, just annoy the crap out of them. I don't think they've hit us once yet. Get good, bro. That's it. See how we've made them go berserk? This is what we want. That way their reinforcements aren't in here. They're reinforced march as well. Okay, that's good. Okay, Malekith hasn't quite come at us yet. That's okay. That's okay. The Eagle's just here to annoy them. Okay, they hit us a little bit there. That's okay. That's okay. We're just annoying them. Okay, we got incoming coming over this way. That's fine. Lure them down over here. They get shot by sisters. I forgot to do this over here.
Orders received. The vortex command.
This is where Light Wizard might be better, but that's okay. Okay, now, show yourself. Okay, and let's pop one of these down there. And just a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, and then a Tempest. Yeah, there he goes. And everybody shoot the fuck out of Malekith. So one of the things I don't like about Tempest is that you have to target a unit, you can't target the ground. Shoot Malekith. Alright, just keep him pinned down. Of course, I don't expect it to survive. Alright, they're shooting at us. Alright, let's do that. So yeah, they're sending some units over here. I'll just get the Silver Helms to deal with that. And I'll get the Illyrian Reaver archers to actually charge over here. Alright, Malekith is just about... Okay, they killed my eagle. Oh, I didn't kill it, just... but Malekith's gone. Malekith's gone. Okay, cool. Alright, good, good, good. He was by far the most dangerous unit they had. Now I have to reform up a little bit. Shades, just get rid of the artillery.
Lawmaster of power. Gyran protects me.
Everyone's still in range to shoot. Yep, that's all good over there.
Handmaiden of the Everqueen.
It's okay, it's just a big distraction over there. I don't expect the Silver Helms to do anything, but it's part of the garrison, so it doesn't really matter that much. Shoot him, please. Alright, we can do another cast in a moment. I might actually save the Chain Lightning for the second army. There's no dodging that. I will use this here, so they don't move.
Observe my radiance. Protectless. Moving. Following my...
Okay, the first enemy army is basically shredded. I don't think that did a very good cast.
Master of sorcery.
Alright.
Ever onwards. Assault Archmage.
How are they going?
Without fail. Led by Horus.
Alright, time for some Earthbloods.
Unlimited power. True magic is mine.
Good. Okay, don't pursue them too far over here. Get back over this way. That actually worked out quite well, because, yeah, Doomfire Warlocks are actually pretty good against archers. Because they're super fast, and they just cast their goddamn Doom Bolt. Alright, run them down.
Assault Archmage.
No, save that for the second army. It's coming in soon. Murderous Prowess will finish before too long. Don't worry about those shades, it doesn't matter. Just get over here, just don't get wiped out. Another Earthblood would be good. Okay, and now we can try to just reform up a little bit, because not in perfect formation. Oh, what happened there? Alright, whatever. This is part of the garrison, doesn't matter if it gets wiped out. Main thing there as well is that it's done casting its spells. Alright, cool, cool, cool. We're in decent shape, just gotta finish these up over here. Alright, just hold... Oh no, it doesn't matter if you run out of ammo, that's fine. Once the Murderous Prowess runs out, that should just break. Got plenty of magic. I think this one's got greater arcane conduit there active, that's good. Generating magic really quickly. Alright, once we've taken out all their fast units, we can send the wizard over here to start doing another cast. Maybe if we overcast a fiery convocation, it might just cause the army losses. Alright, there we go, shatters. Alright, there's also a wizard over here. Beast wizard, and it's got Amber Trance. There's nothing there that's to be concerned about. Alright, stop that. Yeah. The Malekith's army is completely defeated now. It just comes up to the second army. We've won this battle. We're gonna win. It's just a matter now of mitigating damage. If we can try to win this without taking any more casualties, that would be ideal. Alright. They were in a really nice blob formation before for me to hit them with a fiery convocation, but they've moved out of the way now. Kind of difficult to predict exactly where they're going to be in... It's like, it takes 10 seconds to cast it, basically. But I'll give it a shot. That should be about right. We'll just see. Like I said, it's hard to predict. Oh, it was a little bit early. It was a little bit early. Like I said, that one's a bit hard to trigger, to get right, but it's okay. I'll get another one in a few seconds. The longer a spell takes to cast, the harder it is to predict where it's going to be. Alright, try again. So it's best not to overcast it, because there's a good chance of missing. Come on, move forward, move forward! That was better. That was better. Yeah, that was a lot better. Wasn't perfect. Just charge in there, just part of the garrison. Just keep them standing back a little bit longer. Of course it's going to get shredded. But you just want to make sure that the main army doesn't take too much damage. Alright, should we do it again? Like I said, really hard to predict where it's going to be in a few seconds, but give it a shot. Try that. I think that's going to be a miss. It was alright. It deleted like one unit. Okay. And let's do one of these. Alright, army losses shouldn't be too far off now. Jeez. Oh, that was well timed. And they're on force march, so they're all dead. So yeah, I think this guy's biggest mistake was actually not controlling a large army. Because we actually did fight this army one at a time. Yeah, whatever. It's always a close victory if I do it, isn't it? Took 57 casualties. Barely anything. 57. Close victory. Malekith completely shredded. So that one there got away, but those two there look like they're dead. But you'll be in pretty much perfect shape next turn. You'll be able to just finish it off. And like I said, this army here is 969 of them. They're gone. Because we're in force march.
They may live for a price.
You look like you're doing okay for money, so we'll take the replenishment, just make sure, and that way you are guaranteed to be at full strength next to... Right, there's the other unit coming in. You were using global recruitment. That's fair enough. Looks like the campaign itself is going okay. Well, that's actually a bit not great. But you do seem to own all of Lustria, so that's good. You can actually revive Tyrion if you cause a revolt at Lothern. Or at any other settlements around Lothern that's part of Attain. You can bring him back and then you can confederate him. It'd be best if the revolt is for Malekith, not for you. Otherwise you'll end up at war with him and it's difficult to get out of that war. Just waiting for the turn to run out. Well, are they actually going to make that attack? Yeah. Let's have a look at the situation here. Well, that's not a disaster battle. You can auto-resolve that, you can fight it manually, but that's not really my job, so I'm just going to hand that back to him here. He can handle it from here. Good old T-posing Lord in there. But anyway, I think we solved that situation. Anyway, hope you guys learned something from this. Remember that you don't always have to control large armies. I do tend to control large army, deny enemy, like, large armies a lot of the time. But sometimes it's actually worth it to fight the big battle as opposed to a series of small battles. It just depends on the situation and you just need to learn to make those judgment calls. Anyway, that's the end of this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you.